Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Echoey Riverside Farm. We're going to be feeding Flash in just a minute, but right now I'm getting his breakfast ready. We're making him a little bit of sweet potato, chopping up some squash, some sweet potato, looks like some apple and some mango. So we're hanging out with Flash this morning. This is Flash. He is real. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And we're going to feed him here in just a minute after I finish getting this ready. So, hope you guys are having a great Sunday. A little rainy here, but it's a beautiful day to hang out with the sloth. So let me finish getting this ready, and then we'll get started. Hope you're having an amazing day, and where are you watching from? Hope you're having a great day. So that sound that you hear is I'm chopping up some sweet potatoes for sweet old Flash there. Flash is pretty amazing. Morning, John.
Morning.
We just got a couple on while we're getting this ready.
Looking for my coffee.
I haven't drank it. Guys, so we're hanging out with Flash this morning while I'm getting some stuff ready. We're working on doing a couple things a little bit different. Maybe having a presentation while you're doing an encounter. I think that'd be a little bit fun for you guys. Good morning, Ashley. Hope you're having a great day. I'm chopping up some sweet potato for Flash right now, and then I'm gonna feed him a little bit. And we might even get out Dash. So I think we got enough for him. Let's see if we can get rolling here in 1 second. All right, let me see if Dash wants to hang out with me while we feed Flash. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Echoey Riverside Farm, and this is Flash up above me. And we're gonna see if he wants a little bit of sweet potato, and maybe some mango. Right here is Dash. Dash is also a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. But get this, guys. We have 4 sloths here, and 3 of them you can hold. This little guy's name is Dash. Do they work at the DMV? Sometimes they do, but they got fired for being too fast. Nah, I'm just kidding. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Echoey Riverside Farm. This is Dash, and up above us is Flash. So we normally aren't on lives on Sundays, but we're feeding Flash, so I thought we'd do a little live. Did you guys have a good Christmas? Did anybody have a white Christmas? We sure didn't have a white Christmas here at the Echoey Riverside Farm, but it was amazing, and we're very grateful to be here at the farm caring for all of these animals. We have over 150 animals and celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. What a great day. You had a sunny, hot Xmas? That's what I'm talking about. Get out there on the beach and get those sun rays. Miami, Puerto Rico. How was it in Puerto Rico? 70 on Christmas, nothing wrong with that. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, this is Dash. Dash is a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, and I'm pretty sure he's about the cutest thing ever. Some of the other amazing animals we have here at Ecoe Riverside Farm are sugar gliders, micro squirrels, hedgehogs, iguanas, Scottish Highland cows. Now get these guys. These Scottish Highland cows are micro minis. So they're only like 70, 80 pounds. They are the cutest little things ever. Morning, John. I just got drooled on by Flash here. You want another little bite, bud? He's digging the sweet potato. You got it, buddy. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ecoe Riverside Farm. We are located in Benton, Tennessee. We're halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We're right on the banks of the beautiful Ecoe River. Our covered wagons are right on the edge of the river. So you can look out and see the Ecoe, or unzip the back window and see zebras, camels, kangaroos, llamas, and alpacas. When you come here for a sloth encounter, you're going to learn so much about sloths because there's a lot to know. God has specially designed them to be able to survive on little energy because normally their buffet is just a bunch of leaves. So God had to make them in such a way that they could survive. And what they rely on is the sloth moth. So what the sloth moth does is it has a symbiotic relationship with the sloth. So when they come down to use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days, that's it. When they use the bathroom, that sloth moth crawls up onto their fur and it lives on them for real. So this is what happens. The sloth comes down out of the tree and it uses the bathroom, right? So there's a big pile of number 2 on the ground, that's what we'll say. It's number 2 and number 1. And the sloth moth is living in that pile. Then when the sloth uses the bathroom, it crawls back up into the trees, right? And it's covered with 100 to 200 bugs. When it grooms itself, it gets a little bit of the eggs from the moth, the algae, and the bacteria. And that's what enables it to actually digest its food. It's pretty remarkable how it happens. Another thing that they have to worry about is the harpy eagle. So the harpy eagle is up there in the jungle and it's swooping around. It's looking for like baby sloths. Oh, don't want to eat no baby sloth. And then it swoops down trying to eat it. Sometimes what happens is that sloth falls all the way to the ground. But it's going to survive. No matter if it's a harpy eagle or a jaguar trying to get it, it's going to survive. And the reason it's going to survive is truly amazing. God gave the sloths 46 ribs, 2 sets of 23. Pretty amazing. On top of that, they have connective tissue that holds everything together. It's like an internal seatbelt for their guts. I think it's pretty cool. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, this is Flash. He's a two-toed or two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. And this is Dash. Dash is about the chillest sloth ever. We're going to give Flash some more food because I think he's feeling it. Good morning, everybody. I agree. Where are you watching from? We're here in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We have over 150 animals. We have 4 sloths. 3 of them you can feed or cuddle like this. Trinity, North Carolina, how's it going? No moss in captivity? That's correct, no moss in captivity. So what we do is we monitor the bathroom cycle. So if it's too hard or too soft, we adjust their diet. New York, how's it going, Rochester, New York? Hope you're having a great day. Hey, Flash. So Flash is about 8 years old. Dash here is 17 months old. We have Zoe, she is 2 years old. And then we have Chloe. Chloe is only about 2 pounds and only 7 months old. Hey, Flash. Good morning, everybody. If you're just now joining us, we're live here at Ecoe Riverside Farm. This is Dash, that's Flash, and I'm Kevin. Let's get them some more food. All right, so who out there loves guacamole? I love guacamole, and I'm talking about the real guacamole, not that fake avocado stuff. Here's the deal. You can thank the sloths of old from a long time ago for the reason that we still have avocados. And here's why, is they were so huge that they would make tunnels. And when they would make tunnels, they were eating the avocados, and because they were so big, the avocado seeds would pass through them, okay? So at the end of these tunnels, they would find wild groves of avocado trees. So that's just another reason to say thank you to the sloths. Hey Flash, you want another bite, bud? All right, let me get you some more. All right. Oh, Flash is like, yo, stop messing with me and give me my food. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ecoe Riverside Farm. That's Flash. This is Dash. I'm Kevin. And you can come here and do this. We have over 150 animals. We have 4 sloths. 3 of them you can cuddle. And just learn so much about sloths. I'm pretty sure it's the most awesome thing ever. Where's everybody watching from? We're here in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Looks like we got Germany watching over here, Indiana, Illinois. Where's everybody else watching from? And are you having the best December ever? I am. UK, good morning UK, Michigan, New Jersey, Florida, Texas, I love it. New Jersey, the Garden State. Hey, if you get away from the coast of New Jersey, it's really pretty. Montana, how's it going? I bet you got some snow. You had to have a white Christmas in Montana. I gotta know, you gotta tell me. Please, Mookie Munlight, please what? Afternoon in the UK. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ecoe Riverside Farm. This is Flash, this is Dash. I'm gonna get Flash some more food. I'll be right back. All right, so we're feeding these guys. So you know, normally it takes us maybe a day or two to actually process our food. For sloths, that's not how it works. Sloths, it takes almost a month for them to digest their food. So, all that being said, we gotta make sure that they're eating healthy stuff because they don't throw it up. Pretty crazy. Wilmington, North Carolina. You're not far from Ocracoke Island, one of my favorite places. Brooklyn, how's it going? You did have snow in Montana, I knew it. I bet it's beautiful up there. Get out there and hit the slopes, or at least drive safe. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ecoe Riverside Farm. I have Dash in my hands, and that's Flash. Flash is definitely digging the apples this morning. He had some sweet potato, some squash, and some zucchini. I don't know if your breakfast was like that, but I kind of wish mine was. What do you think, Flash? Got it in there. He is adorable. How do they eat? They eat 10% of their body weight every single day. So a lot of people hear 10%, they're like, whatever, it's only 10%. If you weighed 200 pounds, do you think that you could eat 20 pounds of food a day? I don't. Alright guys, so we got some more facts for you. So everybody keeps asking about heart rates and stuff like that. A sloth's resting heart rate is 60 to 80. They're chill all the time. Also, they have a special network of blood vessels running through their body. It's called rete mirabile. And so it actually keeps the blood under pressure, because think about it. They're inverted, they're upside down, they're all around. I gotta get Flash some more food. He's like, feed me. So I'm alternating back and forth for what we're feeding the old Slothies here, because we want Flash to go for anything that he wants. And Dash here, we're feeding him a little bit of sweet potato. And I think he's enjoying it too. 3,200 is your goal. All right, let's do it. You got it, man. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Akoe Riverside Farm. This is Dash. That's Flash. He wants some more apples, so I'm gonna grab him another apple. Flash is making a nice obstacle course for me, but that is a-okay. Oh, Dash doesn't like apple. It's just for Flash. So sloths really eat 10% of their body weight every single day, but when they use the bathroom, they lose 30%. So that's pretty crazy. Oh, looks like we have someone in with a little animal for you guys. I'm gonna step back just a little bit so she can show.
Hey, baby.
There you go.
Goodness.
Go for it.
All right. So I guess he's been talking to you guys about all of the sloths that we have here at Akoe Riverside. But we don't just have sloths and big animals. We have a bunch of small exotics and reptiles. So this little guy right here, this is our leopard gecko. He is a male. And this little guy is going to eat all kinds of bugs. These guys are carnivores. So the only time you're going to see them taking a bite of a plant is if they're going for a cricket and they miss. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. We make sure here on the farm that all of our geckos, we keep a very close eye on them, and especially their toes when it comes to shedding time, because that's one of the most common things that happen with bad sheds is they can lose their little toes sometimes. This guy, we can see, this would not do very good in the wild trying to camouflage himself. But we see all these crazy colors, and we're coming up on a shed now, it seems. So they're even muted more than normal. So in the wild, this guy, he's going to try to pretend he's poisonous. Unlike a lot of the other geckos that will try to blend in. There's no way this guy, he's going to be able to blend into anything. And these guys, they're from the grasslands. So unless he was green or the color of the sand, he's not going to be safe from many predators. But a predator's going to see that coloration and be like, I don't know if I want to mess with him and take the chance on him being poisonous. But this little guy, he's not poisonous or venomous, and he's perfectly safe to handle. You probably see these guys at your local PetSmart or Petco. They're a very popular reptile pet because of their care and how easy it can be. The only part about having these little guys that's a little inconvenient is they only eat bugs, so you're going to be running back and forth to the store a couple times a week to get them some more crickets. But besides that, these guys have a ton of personality and they really are great pets. This little guy loves to sleep and hide and chase the crickets around any chance he gets.
Awesome, Nakia. Thank you so much. Guys, let's give Nakia a round of applause. She did great. Maybe she might bring another animal back in.
Oh yeah, let's see what I can figure out next animal to bring in.
Thank you, Nakia. Guys, that was awesome. So here on the farm, we don't do encounters on Sundays, but obviously we got to make sure that the animals are fed and watered, and we love them. So we want to spend time with them. So even though we're not doing encounters, people are still here working. Good morning, Martha in Cleveland, Tennessee. You're right down the road. You're basically a neighbor. You could come see us. Not a problem. Guys, one of the things that people love to do here at the farm is what's called the farm tour and animal encounter. So when you hear farm tour, I'm sure you're thinking, oh, wait, a goat, a sheep, who cares? So that's not what you're seeing here at Akoe Riverside Farm. You're seeing armadillos, geckos, hedgehogs, iguanas, squirrels, micro squirrels, kangaroos. You're seeing a ton of stuff. So that's really fun. That's what a lot of people like to come do. Also, we have pet play, pack, and picnic. It's something like that. There's a lot of P's in it. It's under events on our website. It's a great way to come hang out at the farm if you have little kids and just want to chill. Where do we get these animals? Great question. So Flash came to us from another facility where he was just always behind a glass. He was never even interacted with. So it took John almost 2 years of feeding him every day to get him used to that. I'll go over how we got the other sloths as soon as Nakia's done with this cute little animal. Here she comes.
So we're super excited. Today's the first day we've ever been able to hold this little guy. So he just came out of Mama's pouch. This is our baby sugar glider that we have here on the farm right now. He is detached, so that means we can handle him, but his little eyes still aren't open. And like a normal sugar glider, he's got, let's see if you'll, he's got the skin in between his arms and body that'll allow him to glide, and he can glide from one side of our barn to the other.
What's that sound they're making? What's that called?
That is his little chirp that he's making, telling me to take him back to his mama, and he is hungry.
Thank you, Nakia. All right.
Of course.
She's gonna go give him some snacks. We like to keep all the animals fed here. We don't do any hunger strikes here at the farm. Everybody gets to eat. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Flash, and he's a two-toed or two-fingered Linnaeus sloth. And the reason you can tell that is he only has 2 fingers on his front claws. So on their back, even if they're 2 or 3-toed, they're gonna have the same number of digits on the back. Here's the crazy thing. Sloths don't really make many sounds. The main time they make a sound is when they want to mate. So what they do is the female sloth makes a really loud C or D sharp sound. And it can travel like 700 meters away. It's crazy. So that's what they do when they're ready to go. They're like, hey, I want to have a baby. Come on over here. That's how it works in sloth world. Guys, when you come here to Ocoee Riverside Farm to do a sloth encounter, this is just a tiny little part of what you're going to learn. Usually it's going to be Michaela, John, or maybe me doing your presentation. And you're going to get to hang out with these guys and learn more than you've ever probably wanted to know about sloths in your whole life. All right, Flash, you want some more sweet potato, man? There you go. Not feeling the sweet potato. We might go to another little apple. Let's see how he's feeling. So we don't feed them too much fruit because it has fructose in it. And fructose can spool up bacteria growth. But we also like to make sure that they're happy. Are sloths good pets? Great questions. No, sloths aren't really good pets. We are licensed by the USDA as a USDA exhibitor. So what that means is, for all intents and purposes, we're a zoo. But unlike a zoo, you can actually come here and hold and learn and hang out with animals. Let's see. Good morning, everybody. We have a couple moderators that really help us out a ton because we can't get to all the questions. We have Lorraine and Sis and a couple others that jump on, and we really appreciate them, and we want to say a huge thank you. We will be ending the live here probably in about 5 or 10 minutes. So if you want to tag someone and show them the coolest animals ever, please tag them so then that way they can check out these awesome sloths. What are you doing, Flash? Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. That's Flash. He's a 2-finger or 2-toed Linnaeus sloth. He's pretty cool. What you think, Flash? You need a little bite? Alright, where is everybody watching from? I think we had Atlanta and Australia here just a minute ago. He does love apples. I really wish he would say, how about them apples? But he won't say it. Do they smell? No, our sloths do not stink. They are clean. There is no bugs crawling all over them or anything like that. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Dash, that's Flash, and I'm Kevin. How's it going, South Carolina, Arkansas? Oh, we got an Oahu. Man, John's gonna be bummed. John loves Hawaii, and I lived in Oahu for a little bit also, and it's beautiful there. Good morning, England. How's it going over there? What is it, like afternoon? I bet it is. Hello in Canada. Atlanta, you're right down the road. You can drive up and hang out with these sloths. So here's the deal. We have 4 sloths. 3 of them you can hold. You can hold Dash, Zoe, and Chloe. Now Chloe, she's really cute. She only weighs about 2 pounds, and she's only 8 months old. Really cute. Oh, look at you, Flash. He's ready. I'm trying to see if he wants any more sweet potato versus just all the fruit. Danielle in Connecticut, how's it going? Carrie, you love sloths? Well, you tuned into the right place. We have 4 sloths. 3 of them you can hold. Why can't we hold the 4th one? We don't hold Flash because he's never been held. That's why we don't hold him. All right, I'm gonna let her talk to you about a new cute animal. Here she comes.
All right here, guys, we have Snowball, and she is being so brave for us today, and she has decided she wants to show her cute little face. Snowball, she is a albino hedgehog. A couple of you guessed it. I've never noticed a popcorn smell from her. I have heard that too, but she is albino, so she doesn't have the fur between her quills, so I'm sure that can probably change the scent that they give off as well. But it's not just the lack of melanin that makes her special, but also her quills are completely different than a normal hedgehog. A normal hedgehog, you'll be able to take your hand and just rake it back. Are you okay?
She's sneezing.
She sneezed and then she hissed. But a normal hedgehog, you'll just be able to take your hand and rub it right back. But this girl, she is special because all of her quills face a different direction. So for her, picking her up and sitting her down and carrying her around isn't always the funnest thing, because if she's not happy with me, she can make those quills stand up and make them hard to the touch, and that's not as fun. But also you can see her eyes. So her eyes appear red to the light and to the human eye. But that's not because they're red, it's just because she doesn't have any coloration in her eyes. So the lack of coloration makes the blood behind her eyes and the blood vessels become more apparent. And that's all we can see. But if her eyes weren't as red, we would be able to tell the faint line, the distinction between the iris and the whites of her eyes. But because she has no coloration, we don't get to see that distinction, which is really cool for a lot of the animals we have here. Like our armadillo, he has blue eyes. And this girl, she has clear eyes.
Awesome.
All right. Somebody ask a question. Poor albino hedgies are more prone to the wobbly. Yes, they are. She's wobbling around today. Not because she has the thing, but yes, so I have done a lot of research about that. And this girl, we keep a very close eye on her and make sure that she is always doing good. And husbandry can play a big part in that as well. And we make sure this girl, she has the perfect diet, which also helps out a lot with developing those genetic syndromes, which is a surprise because you would think just because they're genetic and their gene makeup, but there's a lot of factors that can play into that as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Nakia.
Thank you.
How cute was that? That was awesome. She brought in the cutest little hedgehog. Does Snowball like the sloths? No, they don't really hang out together. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Koe Riverside Farm. We're hanging out with sloths, but did you know that the sloth's relative, kind of the relative, is the armadillo? So the armadillo is a Zathoran. So what that means is that between the armadillos, only the 3-banded armadillo, the sloth, and the giant anteater, those are the only mammals that can ball themselves all the way up into a perfect circle. So Zathoran means hinged spine. They have the ability to curl themselves all the way up into a ball. What's this sloth's name? This is Dash, and that's Flash up there. And we're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. Flash, are you done? Do you want any more? Let's see if he wants one more. Nope, he's done. He's like, I'm it. I'm having it. Alright guys, we're going to adjust this camera down a little bit so I can sit, and then we're going to answer some more questions. So, be thinking about what kind of questions do you have about sloths or any of the other animals. It's a free-for-all. All right. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. We're hanging out with Dash. We were just with Flash. I'm trying to adjust this so Dash can have a little snack. All right, buddy. Here you go. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. And we're hanging out with Dash. Dash is a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And if you've ever wanted to hang out with the cutest animal ever, you can do that here at Coe Riverside Farm. Some of the other really cute animals we have are finnick foxes. So we have Gwen and Finn. And they really are about the cutest thing ever. Alright, I'm going to see if I can switch this to that so you guys can see. Alright guys, so this is what you can see here at Coe Riverside Farm. This is Dash, and he's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And I'm pretty sure he's the cutest thing ever when he's eating and cuddling. Alright. Let's see if we can switch that back. There we go. So sloths eat 10% of their body weight every single day. So if you think about that, let's think you weigh 200 pounds. Could you eat 20 pounds of food a day? I couldn't. Another thing is they only use the bathroom every 7 to 10 days. But when they use the bathroom, they lose 30% of their body weight. It's crazy. So here's what they do. They go to the tree and they're holding on and they go all the way down to the bottom. And then when they use the bathroom, the sloth moth crawls up onto their fur. So the sloths have between 100 to 200 bugs living all over them. Then when they go back up into the trees, those sloth moths are laying eggs in their fur. Algae and bacteria is growing in their fur. And if you even shine the right UV light on them, they'll glow in the dark. Then when the sloth is grooming itself, it gets some of the algae, the bacteria, some of the sloth moth eggs, which it eats as protein. And that gives it the ability to digest its food. So it's pretty amazing how God created this symbiotic relationship between the sloth moth and the sloth that lives up in the trees. It's crazy. You need a moss kit for your sloth? Yeah, I hear you. I got my moss kit for my sloth at mossyoak.com. No, I'm just kidding. None of our sloths have moss. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Coe Riverside Farm. This is Dash. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. I'm a human with 5 fingers on this hand and 5 on this hand. Hope you're having a great day. So basically when you touch the sloths, you touch bugs. Well, that would be correct in wild settings, but this isn't a wild setting, and you should never hold a wild animal. How do they sleep? Great question. So sloths typically curl themselves up into a ball, and they use at least one hand, claw, whatever you want to call it, and they grab a tree. The cool thing is that God made them so their relaxed state is kind of clamped on. So when you're looking at them, you're like, oh, they're getting tired, they're holding on. Nah, the big man upstairs was like, hey, let's go ahead and make it where they lock. Pretty smart. Good morning, everybody. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. This is Dash, and he's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, and we're feeding him a little bit of breakfast this morning. If you've ever wanted to hold a sloth, feed a sloth, hang out with a sloth, or just talk about sloths, come visit us. Good morning, everybody. Where are you watching from? I think we had the UK, Tennessee. What college would be the best for you if you want to be the zoologist? Well, Michaela, who is going to be a vet, she is going to UTK, I believe, and that's where she's going to be a vet. So I think that's pretty cool. What is he eating? He's eating a little bit of sweet potato. He had some zucchini earlier, and then he had an apple. He was okay on the apple, but who really enjoyed the apple was Flash. All right, Nikia's got another one. She's gonna come sit beside us, and we're gonna learn all about this little guy. All right, this is Nikia.
Hey guys, I'm back again, and I have with us right now our bearded dragon Tootsie. So Tootsie came to us as a rescue. She is 9 years old, and what's so cool about this little girl is she does not like her greens. She hates her veggies. So that means that she actually she swims and she drinks out of her water dish, which can be very rare for bearded dragons because they are desert species. So their bodies are able to, when they eat veggies and their greens, they'll hold on to that water and disperse it throughout their body as they need it. So this girl, she's like, I'm just gonna skip the middleman, no more veggies for me. And she just takes a swim every now and again. Yeah, she is a pretty girl. She's pancaked out right now. She is enjoying some attention. She always does. This girl, her favorite thing to eat is her super worms. So just like the leopard gecko, she's gonna eat bugs, but she also eats vegetables, so that makes her a omnivore and not just a carnivore.
All right, guys, one thing I want to say about this bearded dragon, can you tilt him a little bit so they can see the top of his head or her head? All right, so on the top of their head, right between their eyes, they have like a little hole, and that hole, back it up just a little bit, there you go. That little hole is called the parietal gland. So what it is it's kind of photosensitive, and it's like spider sense. So when something flies over them, they're like, yo, something's gonna eat me, I should go hide. Now here at the farm, we're reaching in and grabbing them all the time so they're not running away. But I think it's really cool that God gave them like spider sense, because I think Spider-Man's kind of cool, and to me, Tootsie's like Spider-Man. What do you think, Nikia?
Tootsie might be a little too lazy to be like Spider-Man.
I see the good in Tootsie. I think she can do it.
And maybe a little chubby to be Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna hang out with the sloths. Thank you, Nikia. She brought in Tootsie, and I think Tootsie's awesome. Do we have any three-toed sloths? No, we don't have three-toed sloths. And the reason that we don't have three-toed sloths, they need to eat the leaves of the sarcopia tree. Now, I'm fresh out of private jets to fly back and forth and grab some sarcopia leaves. And they didn't have any greenhouses for sale at Walmart to grow them in. So that's the reason that we don't have three-toed sloths, is they need to eat the leaves of the sarcopia tree. Good morning, everybody. This is Dash, and he's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And you can come here and hold him. A really cool encounter that we have is the Sloth Keeper experience. So, if you're just goo-goo for sloths and you want to spend the whole day with them, you can spend 3 hours with all 4 sloths doing everything that we do, from feeding them to learning about them, cleaning up their bathroom, every single thing. Hey J-Man, what is this? This is a sloth, and his name is Dash. He's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth, and I'm pretty sure he's the cutest thing ever. What's their lifespan? Great question. So, in the wild, they're typically going to live to 20 to 30 years, and that has to do with loss of environment, hunting, or electrocution. But, in captivity, there were 2 sloths in Germany, Jan and Paula, and they made it to 52 and 54 years old. Pretty incredible. There also was another sloth that was over at the Smithsonian here in the States, and that sloth made it to 49. In terms of animals that live a really, really long time, we have sulcata tortoises here. They can live well over 100 years, and they're pretty unique. Here's an amazing story about a Galapagos tortoise named Harriet. So Harriet, way back in the 1800s, she was picked up by Charles Darwin in Ecuador. So Harriet, the Galapagos tortoise, then went on a ride to England. So this Galapagos tortoise named Harriet's cruising around the world on these ships. She managed to make it to Steve Irwin. So Harriet, the Galapagos tortoise that Charles Darwin picked up, ended up being owned by Steve Irwin. That tortoise lived 173 years long. That's amazing. There's actually even a couple other tortoises that live longer. There's Jonathan, I think he's 193. And there's another one, maybe in China, and I can't pronounce it. They say 300, but I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. What's this little guy? This is Dash, and he's a two-finger or two-toed Linnaeus sloth. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, having a beautiful day here. I think we're gonna end soon. Might try to swing over and get some stuff done today. I hope you're having a great day. Feel free to join us again. If you wanna come do this yourself, go to OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. You can book anything that you want to do. We have covered wagons right on the banks of the river. It's pretty amazing. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day, and I'm sure that we will be back tomorrow. Talk to you soon.